Hi, my name is Luigi Gonzalez, and my husband loves my husband's lover.
Hi, I'm Vid Harper, and I love my husband's lover. Hang on, let me get a sip of beverage. I feel like recently every episode I have to start with an apology. I'm a little sick right now. What was it, like 4 days ago?
3.
It's only been 3 days. We decided to take a day trip up to the high desert, and it was... Well, the Philippines goes by Celsius, right? So that's 47 Celsius. And we were just walking around, and I got heat exhaustion, and I've been sick ever since. And I've been told just to drink a lot of electrolytes, so a lot of Gatorade, and we're just gonna get through this. To bring this to somewhat on topic, my question to you, babe, is we're planning a trip this summer to the Philippines. Should I be worried?
Oh, well, I mean, I got you. I got you. The things I do here, like sunblock, possibly a parasol, yes. We got to take measures. Also, we're going there on rainy season, so...
Yeah, but just because it's raining, I've been checking the weather there, because we're going to be in the Metro Manila area. Mm-hmm. It's still going to be pretty darn hot.
The only day that I'm going to be legit worried is the day that we're going to do the walking tour of Manila. If listeners who have done the walk or have even walked around Manila will know that a white person who isn't used to that kind of humidity will probably not have the best time.
Because here's the thing about me. I am someone that does not do well in heat. Anything over 70 Fahrenheit, and I get cranky. I love the cold. And Luigi realized that I was not just saying that when we took a trip to Toronto in November, and it's cold in Toronto, and we were walking along the water at night, and everyone else, even the locals, they're bundled up, they have their scarves and their jackets, and I'm literally shorts and a t-shirt, and I was fine. And I'll never forget it. Luigi looked at me and was just like, "Oh, I'm scared to take you to the Philippines if this is okay for you."
Well, so yes.
The one time I've been to the Philippines, it was in February, and it wasn't that bad. There were days that were hot, and I mean, it was hot, but it was manageable. But I've been told by a lot of people the Philippines in the summer is unbearable.
Yeah. I mean, depends. Remember when we went to Enchanted Kingdom? Like, we were walking around under the noontime sun towards the end of February, and you were fine.
Yeah.
Okay, episode 6.
So if you're following along on the DVD, we're still on disc 1. Chapter 6, and if you're following along on YouTube, it's episode 4, starting around 15 minutes and 45 seconds to about 37 minutes and 36 seconds. Hang on, if you hear this clanking, if you hear this sound, that just means
That's his go-go juice.
that just means I'm getting my electrolytes.
He's still recovering from the desert.
Let's get through this. So the episode opens up with Eric and Vince at the revolving door. Once again, the Coo song is playing. I always try to picture like what a romantic moment between you and I would be like if my mom was singing a song. It can't happen.
I mean, we talked about this in a previous episode. Like you don't want to think about it.
We immediately go.
Now you can't. Now you're picturing it.
Yeah. We immediately go into the next scene, which is Lolly walking into the house with shopping bags. Elaine lectures her on how much she spends. She says a good wife should know how to budget and spend wisely. But she explains to Elaine that it's not for her, it's for Vince. She bought him shirts. So Elaine just changes it to criticize her for what she bought. She said, "You should have brought me with you. You could have bought him something ugly. Don't make my son tacky."
All right, so she uses 2 words here. Bang it, which she uses over and over again, which means like ugly. And then she also uses the word badui. Tacky is the closest English equivalent, I think. Tacky is even too soft a word for badui. Badui is very like, it is passé, but also it looks corny and cheap. Even clownish, badui.
Lolly points out the obvious fact that she's been preparing clothes for him to wear for 10 years. And Elaine's like, "He's been my son for 31.
Which I don't know if those are flexes, because how is he looking? Between these 2 women talking about their man, how is this man looking? This man looks so feeble as a result.
I don't like what Elaine is doing, but I like that she's doing it to Lolly.
Yeah. Well,
what can I say?
Well, because you don't like Lolly.
Because Lolly's... she's not the sweet little delicate flower that she pretends to be.
Yeah, and you saw that when she made that face. The mask is coming off bit by bit.
Yeah. At a restaurant, Vince and Eric chat. We learn it's been 10 years since they've seen each other, which it was the last episode where Eric said to Danny he didn't wait for me, and I was like, oh, it broke my heart. 10 years? 10 years? What did you expect, Eric? I mean, I've seen this before, and it always escapes me that it's been 10 years because of the way time moves in this show. But 10 years, no phone call, no message, no email. What did you think? He was just going to sit at home with a candle in the window? I mean, what?
This should be like a no-brainer for you, knowing how my people are. We, for better or for worse, romanticize romanticism, the one that got away. This is par for the course. I'm not shocked.
I get the waiting for 10 years, but if Eric doesn't even reach out to him in any way, shape, or form, there's no reason why he can't call Eric. The show does not give any valid reason. So, it's not like he's in the jungle somewhere where there's no reception. He was in New York.
That's just it. Like, the distance is what makes the relationship worth it.
But here's the thing. He didn't make contact with Vince. And I get that the phone works both ways and Vince could have contacted him. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense that these two would go 10 years without talking to each other. It's 2013 at this point. You have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have...
No, but I believe
Instagram had already taken off by then.
I believe Flora Gasser, they tried to tick that box with her scene in the previous episode, where she said, Vince contacted me and asked me for an email address, but I don't know anything about email.
That makes no sense.
Well, no. Well, I mean, this is what wraps it in a pretty pink dramatic bow for them.
I'm all for dramatic, but drama has to make sense. Like, I've been recently watching a BL drama from Thailand, and people in this series have gotten colds and fainted. I have never fainted in my life because of a cold. But it's always like, it's a romantic thing. Like, the person's like, I don't feel well, faint. And then they faint into their arms and the romantic music plays. But it's like, it's a cold. So, I digress. It's been 10 years old. Sorry. Eric says Vince still looks great. I'm glad someone still looks great to you, Eric. Eric pretends to have a boyfriend, and Vince pretends to look forward to coming home to his wife and 2 amazing kids every day.
Those mutant children, really? And that's how you know he's lying. Like, those kids are not written to be real children.
All the while in this scene, there's a loud, annoying beep. My guess is it's a smoke detector. Question.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just undo it?
I have been in Filipino shoots. Like, that is what you do. I don't know why they didn't do it. Especially, like, in a Filipino shoot, sound is murder.
At the end of their meeting, they shake hands, but they don't fist bump.
Refresh my memory. Do they like make a thing out of we're going
They're
for?
about to.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. I mean, that's their thing. I'm going to try to look the other way.
I'm trying to get him to start doing the fist bump.
No.
So after the meeting, Eric goes home and he cries to his mom.
I do want to applaud the production design team. You know, the blue Statler pencil. He was fidgeting with that. The Statler pencil. It is known as artist grade. Yeah, like he is from an artist family. He is an architect. Of course he would be. I love it. Mwah! Another chef's kiss for the production design. The attention to detail.
His mom tells him there's plenty of fish in the sea, and Eric confesses every guy he meets, he tries to find Vince in them.
And
okay.
Yeah, there you go. That is the romanticizing romanticism.
But excuse me.
Uh-huh.
What happened to he didn't wait for me? It sounds like you didn't wait for him.
I mean, sure. Yes.
Wow, I might have to change this husband hates because I'm going through this like I'm starting to get really PO'd.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you put it that way, yes. Yes. So both of them were human.
So back at Vince and Lolly's manor, Lolly complains to Vince about his mom, basically saying, she's been on my case for 10 years. I'm tired. I can't put up with her anymore.
So what do you feel about this? Because I feel a certain way.
I feel like if she's been putting up with this for 10 years, there should have been a bigger breaking point.
Other than
the shirts.
The shirts. So this is a very Filipino issue, like someone uprooting their family, uprooting their life from their family and moving in with someone else's. And I agree that it has to be like a bigger thing other than the shirts.
She comes to the conclusion that the solution to their problem is to move out. Lolly brings up the empty plot of land that they own that has never been used, which came out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's a very convenient, very, very plot convenient thing.
Vince agrees and Lolly says she'll take care of everything. Vicky knows an architect. A sad Eric reminisces and plays the piano. Can you guess what song he plays?
Well, on the DVD... he plays
One More Try.
I watched it on YouTube, and guess what song he played?
This Is Not Goodbye?
Yeah. So, refresh my memory. In the DVD, was it just piano?
I believe
Like
so.
the whole thing was piano? Like
I believe
when it bled into the other scenes?
Yeah.
On YouTube, it wasn't just piano.
They just threw the music over?
They just, like, which also... You don't have an instrumental version of that song, GMA?
I'm guessing Dennis Trillo just played it on piano.
Yeah.
And they recorded it.
Oh, maybe. I don't know if he plays piano. For me, I think unless you see their fingers playing and their face in the same shot, that's not them playing the piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
While Lolly is asleep, Vince also reminisces about Eric. Lolly wakes up, gives him a back rub, and tries to cheer him up, even though she doesn't know what's wrong. The next day, Lolly picks the kids up at school.
There we go.
Both kids have good news. The boy scored highest on the math test, and the girl was best in drawing.
Which, if you see the drawing, was she best in drawing for someone drawing with feet? Remember Not Another Teen Movie? And Kyler Lee is painting like very emotionally, and then they do a reverse shot and it's like stick figures. So the pictures, let me just remind you, is of stick figures of a mother and child, and both have balloons. A, what was the prompt? And B, that was best in drawing, like that earned 3 stars.
So a normal person would be happy, but this is just an opportunity for Lolly to sulk about Sandra. She basically explains that whenever she got good grades, she ran home to tell her mom.
Yeah, that's because that's how one shows gratitude.
Yeah, whatever. I sound like a broken record. You're not going to convince me that sulking over Sandra is worth anything. I'm sorry. She's not the best mother, and the show literally thinks she's a saint. And when Sandra comes back, spoiler, literally thinks she's a saint. Anyways, Lolly gets the great idea to go visit Daddy at work.
Well, no, it was the little girl. The girl was like, let's show Daddy my drawing. Again, that...
Eric is shopping for a car with his friend Danny. Danny realizes his mind is elsewhere. Why don't we get our ears and noses pierced and get tattoos on our necks and foreheads? Is what he says to Eric.
This episode, my favorite person is Danny, because he is A, the voice of reason, and B, he also reminds me of my gays back in old country.
I could see that. I've met your gays back in old country.
Like they're very frank. Franca in Tagalog.
Danny also points out that the last time Eric was like this, it was because of Vince. Well, it's always going to be because of Vince. It's a complete coincidence, but the dealership that Eric is shopping at is owned by Vince. Awkward. And Eric makes it even more awkward by passing Danny off as his boyfriend.
Which, again.
Danny's like, huh?
Yeah.
Lolly shows up with the kids. Eric can't resist, and he introduces himself to Lolly. Upon hearing his name, Lolly makes the connection from the picture.
The faces that Vince makes, like, I love the miming, because like you could really see the like don't do it.
Yeah. Which it would have made more sense if Lolly recognized him from the picture instead of, hi, I'm Eric. Yeah. And then it clicks to her. Yeah. Because she's been obsessing about that damn photo for how many episodes? Like, just have her walk up and be like, I know you. You look familiar. And then, like, maybe through the episode, like, through the scene, it hits her. Yeah. I know where I know you.
Yeah, that didn't bother me. But now that you pointed out, like, yeah.
Well, it bothers me because the way they're doing it, Eric is being real shady. And he continues to be real shady because he says to Lolly, I can't believe he says this. Mm-hmm. First, he says to Lolly that he's so glad Vince is now the man he's always wanted to be.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
Barf.
Uh-huh. And then he says that he's shopping for a new car because, and I quote, someone is driving his old car. Which is a shame because he loves that car. Jeez.
Yeah. No, someone's driving his convertible with the top down around Manila.
So Vince tries to end this awkward moment as quickly as possible. He says to Eric that one of his coworkers can help with the sale. He then takes Lolly and the kids and leaves. The episode ends with Danny telling Eric that he should definitely find someone new, just not him. End of episode.
So yeah.
Time for some electrolytes.
Now time for my favorite part of the show. This husband loves Danny because he really like embodies the loyal gay friend. And I do also appreciate having 3 gay men in a scene and only 2 of them want to fuck each other. And also the added layer of Vince saying that this is Eric's friend and Danny having to pretend that he's Eric's boyfriend and then also now having to pretend that he is straight. He's like, hi. And then he walks
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, didn't you make a joke about that in one of the previous episodes that like when he called his uncle who's in the military?
And now we hear it. Now
like you called it. Yeah. Like you called it.
Yeah. Hi.
My turn?
Yes.
This husband loves the fact that Danny and Eric are just friends.
Oh, see.
I think we talked about this in a previous episode of how great it is to see gays being just friends.
Yes.
It's
because not all of us want to.
Yeah, we don't all want to just f each other because gay.
We also share a sisterly bond.
Yeah. And I hear that in straight culture all the time. Can a straight guy and a straight girl be friends? Yeah. And it's like the vast majority of the gay people I know are friends.
Yeah.
that I have never had a sexual interaction with.
Yeah. Like people in the army saying that gays should not be fighting with them. Their rationale for that is if you're like holed up, like in a foxhole, I guess your mate has all the freedom to f you, and like you guys are at war. Yeah. I think sex would be the last thing on his mind.
Yeah, if I'm in a foxhole, but it's just it's very refreshing to see like the fact that Danny is even the one that's like, yeah, we're just friends.
Yeah.
One of my closest friends is a gay man, and we have never done anything together. Although we met on OkCupid, which is very awkward to explain to people. But here's the thing. There was a time when OkCupid had an option to search for friends. Long story short, I moved from the suburbs of LA to West Hollywood. And even though it was like a 30-mile drive, not even, it might as well have been moving to another state. And I just lost contact with a lot of my friends. I started seeing a lot of my friends less and less. It was very isolating. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try to make new friends, and I'm going to try to make queer friends, and, you know, this and that. Cause, you know, I think at that time, all I had was straight friends, and I was like, I'm going to, you know, so I went on OkCupid and I started searching for queer friends, and David is one of the ones that I met. And 14 years later, we're still the best of friends.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you hate?
Yeah, this husband hates those mutant children.
Again?
Yes. Oh. I think this is going to be a running thing. Like every time those two are on screen, you better believe. I hate it when children are not written as children.
Yeah.
I hate it when children of like when a 10-year-old is written to be a 5-year-old but is understood by everyone in the story to be 10. You know, like
it is bad writing.
Yeah. I get that this is a novella. Everything is heightened to a certain degree, but like when you heighten children to be a parody of what children are in the world, I'm not amused. I was best in drawing. They gave me 3 stars. And then you see the drawing, and it's uglier than the shirts that Lolly bought. You know,
the kids are a lot. I mean,
yeah,
it's frustrating because it's weak writing.
Yeah. Can we show Daddy my drawing? Can I make alterations first? I want him to think that this is a good school.
Yeah. I don't know why they have to do this. And it's not just this show that I've seen that. It's not just even in the Philippines. They do this.
Yeah. No,
it's just a thing with writing kids. Like you forget what it's like to be a kid. So what do I hate?
Yes.
Okay. This husband hates Eric being a shady bitch.
What?
This is, I think, my 3rd time going through this series, or at least going through this episode. I never realized how shady he is. I mean, even in the previous episodes where, like, you know, he makes comments to his yaya about having all the wrinkles and then weight jokes to Danny. But now, the second he sees Lolly, he instantly has to get catty. You know, he has to introduce himself to Lolly. And then he has to make the shady comment about, you know, Vince is the man he always wanted to be. And then he had to make the other shady comment about comparing Vince to his car. I mean, it's just like everything out of his mouth was like that emoji of putting the nail polish on. It's like, okay, why do you have to be such a shady bitch? It's just, why are you creating drama? I don't know. It's just, it's so, what was the word? What was the tacky word?
Badoy.
Yeah, badoy. With this particular scene at the dealership, he's making drama for Vince, the person he allegedly loves. And you can say like, well, his heart's broken, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. He's making drama for Lolly, who he knows nothing about. So as far as he knows, she could be a good person. I mean, she's not, but I mean, he doesn't know that. And then he's making drama for his friend Danny, and he's making drama for the two kids. The two kids are right there.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Okay.
This bothers me.
I have to go sit in front of the AC and drink some more electrolytes. Stay tuned for next week. Hopefully I won't be sick.
Yeah.
Until then, paalam po.